Okay, I would say you were there. I'd rather have quality than quantity. So let's kick it off officially. So welcome all on this fifth episode in season 2 of the Stream1 update calls. As usual, let me see. Hello, Mick. If you want to talk to me, just unmute yourself, or you can use the Q&A, the chat. But any doubt you have or any question, please do not hesitate to just interrupt me, use the Q&A or use the chat window. Sorry, on our side, I'm on my own, so I'll try to try to manage all that by myself. On the agenda today, okay, yeah, this is obviously again for all vendors, but as you know, my demos are mostly around Microsoft because that's most being used. What's on the menu? Pricing. You see that there are some change, so basically things that are linked together. First of all is pricing, and secondly is how to monitor what's happening on the Stream1 Ion platform. Because we got a lot of questions on those things. So first of all, let's see how to manage pricing for your customers. I will also do demos so you can also see where to find things on the platform itself. So setting prices, your sales out price, so the price you want your customer or specific customer to pay for a specific license. So basically there are two ways, which is structured or ad hoc. So price structured meaning you can put a price book on a customer, and the price book will be applied until changed for all purchases and all subscriptions that are live on that customer. They are based on MSRP. So the market suggested retail price. I underline suggested because a lot of questions, what can I go over? Yes, you can go over the MSRP if you would like to. You don't need to sell at MSRP. You can go over or under the price. Or you can base them on purchase price. So basically, you know, I pay, for instance, 10 euros for a license and I want to make a margin of 20%. So I make a price of 12 euros to my customer. So basically the price books that are capable in Stream1 Ion, where you can set a price for your customers. Ad hoc is really per subscription. You can say a customer, yeah, well, Mr. Customer, if you upgrade your business base to business premium, then I'm going to give you a better price than on the system today. Or if you buy 50 at once, I'm going to give you a better price. You can do that really ad hoc at the moment of purchase or even afterwards in the Stream1 Ion interfaces. So basically two ways. I'm going to show both of them during this presentation on where it is working. So if let's go to the first, which is price book management. It's a recap. I gave it before, but it doesn't really matter. So basically, per default, per vendor, you have two price books. Yeah, you have a Microsoft CSP, Microsoft or Google or AWS whatsoever. So you have a master price book, and then you have the TD SYNNEX Belgium cost price book. Yeah, basically, what's the difference? The first one, so the master price book, your price out is based on MSRP. So equals MSRP, or you start making prices based on MSRP. That's better said. On the second one, you start making prices based on your purchase price. Yeah. If you don't do anything to your customers, the master price book is assigned to them. So per default, they are giving the MSRP price as the default sales out price for the customer. Yeah, sometimes you don't have the cost price book, then you only have the MSRP based price. That depends a bit on the vendor that is working with it. The basics, they cannot be changed. You cannot change the master price book. You cannot change the cost price book, but you can make copies of it and then start working on the copies. Yeah. You can make adjustments up or down. You can do that on a per license eventually. Better is to work with families, obviously. Assigned to customers or customers. takes some time to be processed. It's not because you say, hey, I'm now gonna assign the price book, that's immediately done. Sometimes it takes a bit of time, and I hope during my demo that it will not take that long. It will be applied on any further purchases, and obviously on any further reporting. Maybe I put it on the slide as well. So it's not because you put a price book today that it will say, oh yeah, last month I'm going to apply that price as well. That's not possible. Last month is last month. Yesterday was yesterday. If you apply a price book, it's always for upcoming events. So meaning reports and invoicing and new purchases. Keep it simple. Don't start building 55 price books. 2 or 3 should be sufficient to keep an overview or what price books are live at your system. Yeah. So the price book, the master price book, and the cost price book. So the price book is your base is the MSRP. Cost price book, your base is your purchase price. We at TD SYNNEX, we always work with the cost plus price book. So we have our cost, what you pay at the vendor. We take our mini margin on that, and that's your sales, your purchase price. So it's a default to the master price book. If you don't do anything, that one will be assigned to all customers. Customer cost defaults to MSRP. So also in the cost plus price book, if you don't make any change and you apply that price book, the MSRP will be the price that is feasible for your customers. And today it's not for consumption services. So Azure cost, so Azure pay as you go, will remain MSRP based, even if you lose the cost plus price book. Give an example. So the default, so the MSRP, imagine it's 120 euros. Your cost is 100 euros, giving you basically a margin of 20%. And your customer cost is 120 euros. So that's what's basically defined today in the master price book or in the cost price book. Let's put an adjustment of 15%. So if you do the customer cost, so based on your cost, you're going to give 115 euros sales out price. If you base it on MSRP, 15%, you go to 138 euros sales out price. So basically, you need to keep in mind where you're working with to get other or get the better result on the price you want to sell to your customers. Assigning a price book, and I will show that you can go into your customers and just select some and then assign the price book. You select the cloud provider, so basically the vendor, the currency, and then the price book that you have created, or the master if you would like to. You can also do it in the cloud provider of the customer. So you open the customer, you go to the cloud providers. You select, for instance, from Microsoft CSP, you double click on the euro, on the currency, and then you can change the price book as you would like to. So today, as you see here on demo, it's cost plus 50%, which is a nice margin to make. But there you can change the price book as well, or on one subscription. So the 2 before were full on the customer, or you can assign a price book on a specific subscription by going to the cloud accounts, select the cloud account, which is basically the subscription ID that you see, and there you can change the price book as well. If you don't change that, obviously we fall back into the cloud providers defined price book, which is the same as you would have done it via the customer's interface. So let's try to show you some things. So this is my demo customer. Do I need this? No. So this is my reseller, as you know it. So see demo, the one I always used, my customers, my marketplace. So where are the price books? In the billing console price book. If you have different vendors, different currencies, if you work in different currencies, so we work in euros. Let's take the Microsoft CSP. You see we created some in our environment. So the basic ones, and the cost is 50%. How do I create a price book? Let's take this one. Open it. I make a copy because this is one of the masters. Okay, with the price book, so it's the 25, 12, 15. I can make, so the price, the parent is this one. You can still change it. You can say, oh, wrong, I want to start from the cost plus. I want to change, but keep it this one. Current SKU adjustments, yes. If you have a SKU level, then you can say, I don't want to apply it on this SKU, but that's mostly for later on. You can make a global adjustment right here. You say, look, I want to do it for full price book. I don't want to start messing around with families and grouping and stuff like that. I want to make it for the full price book. You can make an increase or a decrease. If you do it cost plus, mostly you're going to do an increase. MSRP, most probably you will do a decrease. I'm not going to do it now. You give it a percentage and then you say create. So this is just a copy of my master cost plus price book. I need to go back and select it. Euros, Microsoft CSP, and then you have the last one. This one, you see here also, there is no global adjustment, and that's the master that I'm using. Then I can here, for instance, go in and say, let's stick to the families, new commerce experience. Well, on all of them, yes. And I want to adjust price. So you see I selected 4,036 SKUs. If I don't say this, and I'll take, for instance, I only want to do it on, not Dynamics, but Microsoft Business Basic, Business Premium, Business Standard. Adjust price. See, I only selected 62 SKUs altogether. Now, because you have the Business Basic on its own, you have the Business Basic EEA in 3 flavors each: yearly, monthly, yearly, and monthly, plus done with and without EA, without Teams. So that gives you per product already 6 lines, plus some in charity, some in academic. So you grow the number of licenses. I want to do an increase, become cost plus, and I want to make a percentage of, let's say, let's make a margin of 20% here and apply. Nothing done yet. This is just a price adjustment. Okay. If all is done, then you click on transactions and then it will start working. I think something went wrong here. Microsoft, it is demo, so something should go wrong. Adjust price, adjustment, percentage increase by 15. Let's take 20%, apply. Okay. That's better. So then you make multiple changes if you would like to. In the end, you go to transactions. So this is basically what we're going to change on those products. And you say save transactions. At this moment, my price book will be adapted. During that run, euros, you will see that it is red, meaning it's being worked on. Now let's see the effect on a price book. Let's go to the customer first. So I have a customer which we always use, you know, STB7. So here in the cloud billing, cloud provider, Microsoft CSP, double click on the euro, you can see the master price book today is no change. So let's try and purchase something for that customer. Select the customer, Staby. Maybe 7. Let's try to buy a Business Basic. Let's take the year. Just remember that the year, and we have a so the MSRP 67.20, the reseller price. So your purchase 58.44 with a margin of 20%. That gives 37.05. So that's the basic price book assigned to that customer. So remember the customer price 37.05. So let's go back to the customer. Let's go back to Staby. Cloud billing, cloud providers, Microsoft CSP. Let's take another one. Let's make a margin of 50% because that's a bit more talking. Let's save it out. Let's try to buy again a Business Basic for that customer. While he's loading. So if you work with the white label storefront, yes, so the price the customer sees, let's take an year. Oh yeah, she's not adopted yet. Let's come back to this later. As I said, it sometimes takes a while. So on your white label storefront, the customer price is what the customer will see when they start purchasing themselves. Let's remember when you come here, 73.05, the price book adoption sometimes takes a bit longer than I would like to. So there's a price book adoption on the customer level, and you can also do it as said. Let's go back to Staby. So you have the licenses, where let's say the Teamforms Resource account or the Teams Rooms Pro. You see here the subscription ID 8B6B. If I go to the cloud accounts, eight B6B should be here. Okay. So then edit, sorry. There you see here, I can assign a price book on that subscription again. So for the rest of the subscription, the price remains. For this product, which is linked to this cloud account, you will get another price as of today. So basically in your reporting and your invoicing next month, invoicing out, and the price for your purchase will not change because you change the price book. So that's on the cloud accounts that you can define your prices. Questions, remarks? Again, don't hesitate to interrupt me. Yes, you can see them in the billing reports. So you want to know, oh, which price book did I assign to which customer? You can see it in the billing reports. You have a price book allocation report, but it's a bit limited in the sense that it doesn't give you the name of the price book, but only the code, so the internal ID of the price book, and then you need to map it. So sometimes it's better to see it in the billing reports, and you can add the field as you wanted. For instance, these are the fields. No, it's price book that interested. The other ones are for next section. So if I go to the reports of this customer, of my customers, and I say the Microsoft CSP customer report, and I take this one. Wait, it will take a while. You see here, if I open it, resource account, the global adjustment percent that is being done, price overrides effective, and so the price book at that moment was cost 50. Let's take last month to give you some more information. But as you see, you can put that information into the report as well. So person A defines the price book. Afterwards, the accounting need to check, hey, why is this price different? Well, in the reports, they can see that specific price book has been assigned to that customer. or to that subscription if you do it on the cloud accounts. Okay. So here it should see there is a price change here done. Global adjustment 25%. So outside of the price book, there was another price being set at that moment. So you see here there's a cost price book, but then there was a price override, the next section in the presentation, where we done a price override of 25% instead of 50% as the price book would indicate. Let's go back to the marketplace. I hope the price book has been assigned now. Stevie. And it was a business basic, business basic. A year. It's still not applied. Again, let's remember, I need to go there later. So price book management, price book assignment, price book visibility available in Stream1 IM. You see here without a price book, we call it price overrides. So basically changing a price ad hoc and also time bound if you would like to. Today it's only on seat-based licensing. So everything which is, for instance, your Exchange Online, your business, your E5, E3, whatsoever you have, your software perpetuals, but not on your Azure consumption, not on Arise. For instance, today there is no price override available. It's only on seat-based for Microsoft. And also like for Google, there's also a possibility, but also only in seat-based license, and never on consumption because we cannot predict the price of consumption. It's on the full billing cycle, meaning that the billing cycle runs from the first of the month to the last of the month. If to do it today, the override will be applied to everything which is done in December. So in the next cycle, you will see that the price is the price that you assigned today using the price override. It's at purchase that you can do it. So I will show it, or you can change the price at purchase. A midterm in spread payments or in full payments. So if you're year, you can say, I want to do it now, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense because it's already been paid. If you do it midterm in a yearly, monthly, if you do a change now, your next billing cycle will also see the change in your using the price overrides. Or at renewal, where you can define X renewals needs to be done. So you can say, yes, this customer gets a special price for now, and let's say for the next year, so for the first renewal, and then it stops. That you can also define in the price overrides. You always define a fixed price. What do I mean with that? One, so if you make a margin or a markup, if you make a change there, it will be the unit price that changes, and also on that level. What's the difference? If you do a price book change and the price changes, for instance, there is an upgrade in price from the vendor, your price will follow the logic of your price book. If you say 20% increase, Microsoft, for instance, or any other vendor updates their prices, your sales in and your sales out will be adapted with the settings in the different price book, ours to yours and yours to your customers. If you do a price override, they will not follow the logic of the price book. So if you say, I want to have a fixed price at 20 euros, for instance, and the vendor upgrades the price, so your sales in will be higher, your sales out will remain the same price as defined with the override. That's an important point to keep in mind, and sometimes vendors do upgrade their prices. So it was a bit too fast. So I made a small table on the difference between the price book and the price overrides. So the application price book is tenant-wide. So that's the default way. You can see the topics, the footers at the bottom. Price override is per subscription. The timing price book is still changed. So if you don't change the price book, it will remain active until you override with the price override. The price override, you can predefine a timing, 3 months, 2 renewals whatsoever. Applicable price books on seat-based and consumption, on price overrides on seat-based only. Always the full billing cycle. So also if you apply a price book today, next billing will be on that price book. For consumption, it's the day of the price book. So if you do it on an Azure subscription or an AWS, for instance, you change the price book. Yesterday's consumption will be on yesterday's price book. Today and tomorrow's consumption will be on the full new price book. The type based on percentage, based on MSRP on cost, fixed price. Again, so you define, even if you say I want to have another margin, you define a new fixed price for that subscription. Price book, you can also give a fixed price, but we discourage that because it will make your life more difficult in the end. If you say I want to sell this on 50 euros, fine. But if the price book then changes or the price changes, your sales out will remain 50 euros. Yeah. You can also do a numeric increase. I want to add 5 euros to my price. Perfect. But again, if the price changes, you keep your 5 euros margin and not the 5% margin, which might be different. Price changes. We don't do often price changes. Sometimes it happens. If you do a cost plus price book, sales price changes immediately. So you will see immediately your sales in. Your fixed price will remain. And I made an example on a PYM. So yearly with a monthly payment, price book 20% cost and price override euros, 11 euros a month. So you will see that the current cost 10 euros. So the price book 20% is 12 euros sales out. You put a fixed price on the override, so 11 euros. Let's say on the 1st of April, there's a 5% increase. As you know, this was an increase on the 1st of April last year on this kind of licenses. So you go to 10.5 sales in. Your price book will become 12.60 euros because you have the 20%. In the price override, it will remain 11 euros. So your margin basically drops. But there, most vendors announce their price increases 3 months upfront. Not always, not all vendors, but mostly new prices are in 3 months in advance. Yes, this feasibility reports, as we saw in my previous demo, the price book, price change as defined in the price book. You will see that in the report. The price change value, the price book and the price book ID are fields. In the override, you can see the price override, the fixed, the changed value, the override effective date and override end date. As said, the overrides can be time bound. Okay, and then we see it in the billing report. So these are the first 4 fields: the price change value, the effective date, and the override end date. And again, the price book, which was before. So let's see how this looks in Stream1 Ion. So I'm still here purchasing my Business Basic. Add to cart. Yes, okay. So you see here my sales out 73.05, and I can now change. I don't want 20% margin. I want increase it, or I want a markup, whatever you want. There are 2 fields, but as you see, the unit price changes. You see also the margin that you have at the bottom here. And end date, I want this price to be not for this. I wanted to have it like to 2026. Let's say March. Oh yeah, this is a yearly circle. You can check yearly. If you have a monthly, then you can define months but I check now a yearly, so I cannot define the months to go in. You say apply. And you will see that the prices, so 73.35 instead of 72.05. You see the price is really changed here. So that at that moment, this price will be applied. If we place the order in the report, you will see 73.35 as unit price. You will not see 73.05 as the unit price. So that's one way of defining a price override. The other one is in the customers. The B7. If I open a product, not the resource account, the Teamsrooms Pro, for instance. So you see on the right side, you see the margin, the seller cost, the customer price, and the MSRP, which has been defined based on the price book currently. But you can manage pricing by here. Oh, you see it's already a price adjustment that is live on this subscription that ends on the 30th of April. So this price of 400 euros on this product for the full cycle will end on the 30th of April. And there is a price adjustment created. So let's delete this one, confirm, and add one. But I didn't delete the active one. I deleted a new one that would have been applied at the moment that the old one was over. So at the price adjustment, you see the same fields again. If I change the margin or I change the markup, the unit price will be changed. Let's take the markup to 30%. 8%. I type here. I could do it this morning. Okay, it's this way. So I want to have a unit price of 500, and you see then the margin that it creates and the markup it creates for this product. You see the effective date starting on the 1st of May 2026, because that's the yearly term, and it ends on the 30th of April 2027, or until cancelled. Then it is until we cancel this price override. Okay, so if you come back beginning of May, you will see that there is a price change to 500 euros instead of 400 euros for this product. You see now starting on the 1st of May 2026, because this one runs till the 30th of April 2026. The price overrides, easy to work with, up to you if you really want to use it. It might be difficult to your accounting to have all that, but in the reports you will see everything as I showed you before. Questions, remarks? Here. No questions, no remarks. Okay, let's go to the next topic. The next topic is basically, well, what is happening at my customers? What licenses are being changed, what upgrades are being planned, and stuff like that. Basically, how can I be informed if something happens by my colleagues or by my customers in the StreamOn environment? Therefore, we have mail templates. So be informed on action status of subscriptions accounts. For instance, a subscription is going to be renewed. You can get a warning on that the subscription is going to be renewed. Default templates are disabled to avoid too much mails being sent out. Percent per item. If you have customer has 5 items that will expire or renew on the same day, you will get 5 emails saying this subscription will be renewed, this, and so on, so on, so on. You can select to send emails to the customer or to yourself. Some templates is only to yourself and not to the customer. But it's two different templates. You have a template for the customer, you have a template to yourself. Some are vendor specific, some are vendor agnostic, depending really on what type of template you want to use. So for instance, a customer Google subscription plan changed, which is a new template at the moment that I've created this slide. Well, obviously that's for Google only. If you create a new AWS or a new F-point of BitTitan, you will not get this email being sent out. So to customer, first of all, you need the customer information, and that account is being used if you send a mail to a customer. Only that account. Yes. If there is info, if there does not exist at my customer, mail will go to that email address. So that's the one being used to send mails out. Okay. To admin, you see in the account information of the admin, that is where the mail is being sent out per default. In the demo that I will show you, it goes to a Teams channel in our environment, so all my colleagues can also do demos and see what's happening. But you can use a group if you would like to, or a mail, whatever. But that's the email that's being used. So in your account information, we're going to use that email as a default sent to others. The mail comes from whom? Well, per default, it comes from the tdcnext.com environment. But you can change it to your own domain. So if you send about your customer, you can make sure that they come from mycustomer.be or .com or .lu or whatsoever. Huh? You need to create a CNAME in your DNS settings. There is a full documentation on it. Just follow the link. We use SendGrid to send mails out. We don't send them out of our mailers at tdcnext. So SendGrid will then be informed that, hey, if you send a mail to that customer, you need to use that default domain or your from domain. And also this will avoid your domain being blacklisted for spam if you start sending out too much mails. Email template default. So there is one default that you can use, the support, where you can put your from address. It needs to be verified. So you need to, if you change, you need to put on the verify button to see whether it's a real address, yes or no. The reply to email and the reply to contact name you can fill in on the default templates you're from, and then you need to verify it. Your domain, so the CNAME records that you want to have in your domain, and you will see so this the name and then the SendGrids that you need to change. Again, this is all in the documentation that I was on the previous slide. The default can be written in each template, so you can put the default as saying, okay, this is coming from, but for this template I want to use someone else. But that you have like a Google specialist and you have a Microsoft specialist that you say, depending on where the mail, which type of mail, I will send it from this or from that email address. And you can use the BCC field to redirect the mails to specific user or groups. In our team, I'm on BCC on all mails, so I get them in a personal mailbox, because sometimes people make purchases and I make sure that they don't get invoiced. And there is, as I said, one mail per action. So where are they? Let's go to the interface. So they're on the hamburger. Thanks. So they are here on the hamburger, where you have your email templates. Here they are. But let's first go to the account information. So again, so this will be the email address mail is being sent to, which is Teams channel at our team. If I go to a customer like Stevie7 and I go to my customer information, if I send a mail to this customer, it will be sent to this email address, which also basically it needs to be also here as an email address available in the users. So let's go back to the email templates. And you see there is a lot of them. So let's, for instance, a new purchase. Confirmation admin, this to the administrator. This is the report, and you can see that you can change the text. You can add the fields here into the text, and the text will be then sent out to that person, in this case to the admin, so to your environment. And as you see, I've put me as a BCC, so I will get a copy of the mails, and the reply to a mail is hyperscaler. So if I would reply, it should go to the hyperscaler mailbox. So this way you can adapt, and depending on which template, you will get more or less fields that you can put into the text, and you can put the text any way you want. So that's basically your email templates. Let me try to show you. So I get them and I put them then in a separate folder. StreamOn here. So basically, these are some examples of emails that are being sent out to renew on. So this is renewals. Did I see new purchases somewhere? So this is a failure to be of a sales. Someone tried to fail to do something. Upcoming renewals again. As you see, you get a lot. This is another customer. What did we do? Again, upcoming renewal, new purchase. That is being done for specific license. So this is how it's being presented. Someone created a quote again on StreamOn Ion. So you get also messages on that, and you can enable the email template. If the customer then accepts, you can get an email on that using the template. So basically a way of informing you or your teams on what happened on StreamOn Ion, so you can have a real close view. Especially important if someone makes a mistake. They want to, instead of have 9, have 10, and accidentally they've put 100. If you wait until the billing, that's mostly next week or next month. So you will order for Microsoft out of the 7 days cancellation window, meaning that we're stuck with the 100 licenses. If you have this email, you can see immediately, oh, someone changed to 100 for that customer. Maybe it's not correct. And you can take immediate action and avoid overcost if they're not needed. So new purchases, I didn't enable them all. It's mostly renewals, as you see, available in this environment. So they actually do work. That's the important stuff. And as you see, there are a lot of templates available for you to use and to get informed. It is not a workflow. And that's an important one. It's not a workflow. It's not like customer sends or system sends an email, you need to accept before action takes place. No, it's pure informational, saying, okay, this is my email. This is happening at my customers today. Okay. But then, and that's the most important one, what did my customer do? So there are templates be specific for usage on the white label storefront. Check for purchase and LCM on the white label storefront. So the customer that takes action, that's even more important, or might be more important than you or your colleagues making action. So only done when those 5, when the customer does an action in the white label storefront. So that's how you can see what your customer did on the white label storefront. So the new purchase, but also the customer subscription, the renewal, the status, the upgrades, and the customer Google subscription plan changed. So those templates are done when the customer takes action on the white label storefront. So everything will change with customer basically. You see also, for instance, for expiration reminders, They are coming in 90, 60, and 30 days before expiration. Renewal reminders, it's 60, 30, 15, 7, or 1 days before renewals are taking place. So that's basically how you can get those mails in. Expiration becomes more important. We see that next month when Microsoft has more details on the new extended services term for seat-based licenses. We'll go back into that, but then the expiration reminder will be even more important than it is today. So new purchase, you see here a new purchase done again by the customer in this case. Start date, order ID, you can see what has been bought. Another product has been bought on the same day. So 2 products, 1 order. See the order ID is the same, 2 products, so 2 emails. Yes. This is the way the system is created. You might generate a lot of emails, but on the other hand, it's better to have 1 email than maybe a lot of lines where you might not find the correct information. Another update quantity. So this is basically, you see that there is a change being done on the Exchange Online Plan 1, going from 1 to 2. Yes, so basically information that can be set and you say, oh, from 1 to 2, that's normal. From 9 to 100, that might be not correct way of making a change on the customer's environment. So you can see who did it. 36, that's the buyer, from that customer, and the date, cloud provider, the product, the subscription ID, and the quantities that has been changed. And then also the domain that is being used by the customer. So all that information is available for you to check what is happening. The new quantity, yeah, if you do a 2 to 1, so you change from 100 to 9, you will see that you get another email saying from 100 to 9, which is the normal. Just remember, 7 days window to be able to downgrade again or to lower the number of licenses. Subscription status, so if someone makes a license suspended, as you know, suspended stops being usable, but invoicing continues. Reactivate it again, then you get this mail, or delete it. If someone cancels within the 7 days, you get this email stating, look, this item is now being deleted, is cancelled, is not active anymore. And as we all know, this immediately also stops the usability of the license. Renewal settings. So if you make renewal settings for Teamsprint Professional, for instance, renewal setting off or on, you get an email. You cannot see what the previous setting was, but if it says off, well, probably the previous was on. But you can also see that the billing cycle duration has been changed. You can see all that in emails as well, with a date alignment eventually. So all these changes will be on one email coming from the system, so you can monitor that as well. Again, this is what customer may change in the storefront. Do an upgrade subscription. So an upgrade, well, you get 2 mails here for 1 change because you upgrade. You're working with 2 different subscriptions. You get 2 emails, one from the upgraded. You see subscription ID. So this is the Exchange Online, and this is done the Business Basic. Yeah, this is an error I made in the template of the mail. That's my mistake. So you see the subscription IDs. So this is on the Exchange kiosk where you say K1, and you see Business Basic that you can have also 1 new upgrade. So this is immediate upgrades. You get 2 emails, 1 on the upgraded subscription and 1 on the remaining subscription. So yeah, 2 emails. If you do full upgrade, you get only 1 mail. Okay. Questions, remarks? Obviously, you can always come back later if you have questions or remarks. A word from the sponsors. as always, I just want to keep on emphasizing this. In this Channel Academy, you can go to Channel Academy, it's a link, go to the catalog, you see TD-SYNNEX Extreme 1 item or the tile, and then you can get all the trainings that are available, all ST1-ION, are all small videos of 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes. So they are available if you want to have more in-depth insights in trainings, how-tos, you can use that one. Upcoming events, well, that's quite simple. We're still building the agenda for next year, but important, 26th of January, the next update, and at that moment we should have information on the new extended service term from Microsoft on the seat-based licenses. As you know, today we have some triennials with monthly or yearly payment. We have yearly terms with monthly payments or yearly payments. We have monthly terms and billing frequency. We'll get a new one, which is a monthly term with an extended life cycle. But I come back to that in details, and also what happens if you want to cancel subscription at that moment. We will have all details only by the 9th of January, so we should be able to put them in a nice presentation by the 26th. You will also get emails on this, so watch your mailbox on emails on these new extended service terms coming from Microsoft. Questions, remarks? If not, I would like to thank you very much for being here. If you later today, tomorrow, next week, if you have a question, hyperscaler.be@tdsynnex.com, where you can post all your questions, or you can call us. You have our phone numbers. Otherwise, we will see you on January 26th, same day, so the Monday at 1 o'clock. And as said, we will give an update on the extended service terms from Microsoft. Also there, I think I will talk again about the Microsoft way of managing, or the way we should manage new customers for Microsoft during the MCA changes that are taking place on Microsoft. The rules are changing a bit and we need to adapt the platform. So I will do an update on that. We did a series on those one last week and the week before on how the new management of tenants will be done in ST1-ION based on the changes that are enforced by Microsoft. Okay. For now, thank you very much for being here. If you have questions, remarks, please do not hesitate. We're here to help you. That's our task, basically. Thank you very much. Presentation will be sent. Link to the video will be sent out as well. Thank you very much. Have a good day.